Hi, folks. I'm Bob Main from the Handgun World podcast. I've got a video here that I want to put together and show you a couple of different grip changes that you can make to a pistol. You can pretty much do these to any pistols, but for most of you who own Glock pistols, I'm a real big fan of these types of grip modifications that I want to present to you. Now, a lot of people ask, well, why do you want to make grip modifications like this if you own a Glock? Why don't you just buy a pistol that already has the type of grip that you want? My answer to that is there are a lot of advantages to a Glock pistol that other pistols don't give you. There's a ton of holsters available for them. There's a ton of aftermarket parts available for Glocks. You can fix a Glock on your own and work on it by yourself very easily. Glocks are incredibly reliable. They're now adopted by the FBI and by the Naval Special Warfare soldiers. All kinds of holsters are available for Glocks. All kinds of sights are available for Glocks. Glocks are very accurate in the hands of a really good shooter. They can do amazing things. I've been shooting them for a long time, and I don't work for Glock. I don't represent Glock. This is not, Glock doesn't sponsor this channel or my show or anything. I'm just speaking from quite a few years of using and shooting Glocks. So that's why I think it's important, if you own a Glock and you don't quite like the way that it fits your hand, feel free to go ahead and modify the grip. In my humble opinion, modifying the grip is not going to get you in any kind of trouble if you have to use your gun. As a matter of fact, it could probably be an argument that you could use in your favor. Basically, you can make the case that you modified the grip so that it fits your hand better, so that you can hold on to the gun better, so that it's more effective for you to use, and that it reduces the amount of errors that you would make shooting your gun. And I think that's a pretty good case. So I want to talk about a couple of things that I did to a couple of my generation, excuse me, my Glock 19s, both Gen 3 and Gen 4. Let's start with a Gen 4 Glock. Here's a Gen 4 Glock 19. And what I've done to this grip right here, I'm going to go ahead and send the slide forward. What I've done to this grip, first of all, is what we call a double undercut trigger job. Excuse me. Double undercut trigger guard, not trigger job. And the reason it's double undercut is for a couple of reasons. First of all, the first undercut is so that I can get this finger right here and get as high of a grip on the pistol. You notice how high that grip is? That allows me to get so that when this pistol recoils and when I shoot it, I have a nice high grip on it. That adds in the controllability of the weapon. Again, you're basically making the case that it allows you to control the weapon more effectively. The second undercut right here, let's see if you can get I'll get a good camera angle of that for you. The second undercut is for my other hand. So when I grip the pistol, you see how this hand right here, this finger has a place to rest. All right, so it's kind of like a couple of index points. All right, the first one, I grab under that undercut, the next one right under here, so that when I fire this gun, see if you can see a good picture of my grip. When I fire this gun, I have got excellent ability to control it. All right, these two small modifications right here, can make a real big difference in your ability to shoot a Glock pistol. I think you've probably also noticed that I've had the finger grooves removed. Okay, that just gives me a little bit more positive purchase, and it gives me a little bit more controllability. Now, you've also probably noticed I've got some, let's see if I can get a good camera angle here with the lighting, some real good texturing. It's not overly aggressive, but it's aggressive enough to get a good purchase on the grip. I've also got texturing on the side panels right here, and also I have texturing on the back strap right here. Again, not overly aggressive, but enough to give me a good firm grip. The other important thing is this texturing, I've had it set so that it does not catch on my clothing. That's very important. If you're going to get texturing done, don't get it so rough and so aggressive that your clothes will get stuck and get grabbed by the texturing on your gun. It makes it a whole lot harder to conceal. But that right there makes a huge difference, and I've shot this gun about 2,000 rounds with this grip job, and it really makes a huge difference. It basically takes all the benefits of the Glock that I just talked about earlier in this video, and it also helps it to fit my hand better. So that's on a fourth generation Glock. I think you can see I've kept the slide catch the same way. That I haven't changed anything about this fourth gen Glock with the slide release and everything else. Excuse me. I called that a slide release. I meant to call it a mag release button, which I really like on the fourth gen Glocks. I think they've done a real good job with the mag release. Okay, now let's take a third gen Glock 19. All right, here's a third gen Glock 19. Standard mag release, I haven't changed it. You notice what I've done here on this grip? All I've done is I've had one undercut. And I'm kind of doing an experiment here. One undercut trigger guard instead of a double. The other one had an undercut right here. This one just has one. Once again, I've had the finger grooves removed on the third gen Glock. And on this one, I've only had texturing done right here on the front strap and right here on the back strap. That's it. The side panels are factory, just like they normally are. Now, this, again, gives me a good high grip on the gun. It gives an instant index point right there. So when I grab this gun, especially when I draw it, it seems like my hand just kind of locks right into place right there. But I did not give any relief for my support hand coming in. I'm testing it. I'm testing to see if I really need that support hand relief or not. And when I test things, I like to test it over 2,000 or 3,000 rounds. So I need to shoot this about 2,000 or 3,000 rounds with this grip modification, and then put another few thousand rounds through this one with the double undercut trigger guard, and see which one of them actually works best for me. But these are some grip modifications that I highly recommend. Let's see if I can get a little closer shot of that for you. And I had mine done by Chris at Citadel Armory in San Antonio. And I'll go ahead on this screen and I'll put a website link to his website. Now, he doesn't sponsor me. I'm not getting paid for talking about his work. There are a lot of people that can do grip jobs to a Glock pistol or any pistol. There are a lot of them out there that are really good. It's not something, unless you're really, really good at doing this, that I would try on your own, because people who do this a lot and make a decent living, they're able to really just get this stuff real perfect. However, there could be some of you watching this video that are really good with Dremel tools and really good with devices that you can use to texture a polymer grip. Fine, go for it. But you know, I like to take it to people and have them do it. So Chris at Citadel Armory here in the San Antonio area has done a very, very good job. Well, you may have some questions about this video. You might have some things, so go ahead and drop a comment in this video. I'll respond. I check this quite a bit. I also want to invite you to listen to my podcast. It comes out every week. It's called the Handgun World Podcast. It's on iTunes. It's on Stitcher Radio. You can find it on almost any podcast listening app and use any smartphone to listen to it. Obviously, no charge to listen to my podcast. But try these grip modifications to, especially a Glock pistol. They really work well on a Glock 26. This is obviously a 19, but these kinds of grip modifications really work well on Glock 26s. And I've even seen some pictures where people have made minor modifications to Glock 43s. A lot of people are undercutting the trigger guard on Glock 43s. It adds to controllability, and that's a part of handgun accuracy that not a lot of people talk about. Can you control the pistol? Can you keep this pistol from moving around and bouncing in your hand when you fire it? The texturing on these and the undercuts of the trigger guard really makes a big difference in stopping this pistol from moving around all different types of directions when you're firing it. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any comments or questions, and I'll probably be doing a part 2 on this after I have a chance to put a few more thousands of rounds through it. Thanks for watching.